Hi, this is Mini Sajan. Welcome to Mini Talks. Today I'm going to talk about coffee and tea etiquettes. Yes, coffee and tea are very common in our daily life and we do consume that daily, maybe a couple of times in a day. So, after listening to this mini talks, you might be able to observe certain manners which you might be doing as of now also, but still, after understanding the purpose, you can consciously perform that. So, let me introduce certain things which are part of coffee and tea. This is coffee pot, and the other one is teapot. Coffee pot is always tall and lean, whereas teapot would be short and stout. Similarly, tea cup would be wide and coffee pot would be having narrow mouth. So coffee lean and tea will be wide. That's a basic difference. And coffee would be served in coffee mug also. These are the common utensils which would be there during a tea coffee session. Sugar would be served in sugar pot for formal dining, or it can come in sachets also. Milk served in, this is called creamer. First, let me take the case of coffee. As I said, this is the coffee pot. It must be held on the right hand with the other hand on top of the lid. While pouring, it must be poured like this. Don't do like this or leave it loose, leaving a chance for the lid to fall. So this is the right method. You're pouring the coffee. Then comes the milk, the creamer. In the earlier days, in olden days, there was a culture of pouring milk first into the cup and then tea or coffee. It was because to prevent the glaze of the fine porcelain from cracking. See, nowadays such a possibility is not there as we all have good quality porcelain. So you can pour coffee or tea first and then add the cream or milk so that you can see the color and you can adjust the strength of the tea or coffee according to your comfort level. That is the advantage. Then the sugar, as I said, this is a sugar pot. You can take sugar from this, or if it is sachet, take the required either white sugar or brown sugar. Nowadays there are sugar-free sachets. So as per your taste. But remember not to use the same spoon to stir in the sugar or in your tea or coffee. This must be left back in the pot after taking the required level of sugar. If it is sachet, break it open, leave the sugar, and where are you going to leave the wrapper? The wrapper should never go on the table. It must be tucked below, anywhere on the saucer, left side or right side. That's okay, but never on the table. Whatever we use, like how I had explained during my previous sessions, the used cutlery or used items should never be left on the table. So this has to go to the saucer. You would be provided with a teaspoon for stirring in the sugar. There is a method to stir the sugar in also. Never make the clinging sound. Don't cling against the teacup or the coffee cup. And you don't need to stir like how you stir a gravy or a paste. You presume that this is the phase of a clock. 6 o'clock and 12 o'clock, right? So just stir, just swish your spoon back and forth between 6 and 12, which means like this. Don't make noise, don't make the clinging sound, and don't stir. This is the actual movement. So do it stylishly, and then after use, keep it on the back side of the cup. Not here and not here. That will create inconvenience for you. So leave the spoon on the back side of the cup. This is how you have to use the cream and sugar. If you need to pass on this creamer to the next person or any other person sitting along with you, hold the creamer by its belly with the handle pointing towards the person sitting on the right side. Because, as I had explained during my previous sessions, passing on the items must be from the left to the right. So, hold like this and give so that the other person can take the creamer comfortably from you, like this. That's about creamer. The cookies or biscottis provided along with tea or coffee must never be dipped and then have it otherwise. Have it separately. Don't dip and eat. For holding a cup, you use only these three fingers. Don't extend your pinky out. Little finger must be curved inside. Use these three fingers. Index should go inside, the thumb to support, and the third finger below the handle. See? It's a good support. You can hold it neatly. Like this. See, I'm sure that you all might be holding it like in the same way unconsciously. Now you remember the purpose. These two must be pointing towards your wrist. This is the right way. It will not fall down. You will not happen to spill. Now, don't blow if it is hot. Don't do that. Just leave it there until your comfort level. Let the tea or coffee cool down. Don't blow at that. Do not swirl your cup so as to get it cooled. As I said, leave it there until it cools down up to your comfort level. I forgot to tell you something about the teaspoon. After stirring in the sugar, don't lick and taste it. That's a wrong mannerism. Please don't do that. And if you're having tea or coffee somewhere in the Middle East or Far East countries, remember to cover the bottom of the cup because it's considered to be rude to show the bottom of the cup before others. So you should have like this. You should cover the bottom. Remember that you don't have to lift the saucer also for having this. No need to lift. Leave it on the table. Just take your cup and don't lean. Bring the cup. As I always say, food has to come to you or the beverages has to come to you. You don't bend on it. You don't lean on it. There is an exemption if you're standing and having a coffee. If you're standing and having, then it's absolutely right to hold the saucer. Otherwise, if you are being seated on a table, the saucer should remain on the table. Thank you for listening to Mini Talks. I trust it was an interesting session. If you liked it, please subscribe and share. I shall be back with more such mini talks. Until then, goodbye.